Hello, it's Meg with Seed to Fork. Thanks for joining me today. I am here today to show you how to fold a 3 1/4 inch square pot. 2 years ago, we worked out the math to do a 4 1/4 inch pot, which is a really big, wonderful pot. It makes for a great transplant for things like tomatoes, which is primarily what we use them for. We did use them for asparagus last year when we started some from seed, but tomatoes are the only things that this year are in these pots. They're great, we love them. If you want a tutorial for that, I'll link to that in this video as well. So this is a very common size for us to pot up ahead of the outdoor season. And we actually used these pots originally for our asparagus seedlings in, I think, 2017. So this is our 4th season using them. They're flimsy plastic. They are wearing out, getting to the end of their life. Some of them have split all the way down the side. And here's an example. And I'm still using it because I didn't have an alternative. We hadn't figured out how to fold newspaper pots that were this size. And so that's exactly what my husband did this weekend. A 3 1/4 inch pot. It's the same exact size as these. It's actually maybe even a little bit deeper, which is great. And it's gonna replace the plastic. This is a great alternative size. It would even work great if you wanna just start things about 4 to 6 weeks ahead of going into the garden. Like, let's say right now it's the end of March, you wanna start some tomatoes. You could start tomatoes in this size pot and plant them out in the garden in the middle of May. It would be a great, great little project for right now. And they're really fun to fold. So I'm gonna show you how to fold them. All right, so folding these pots, the 4 1/4 inch pots, the bigger ones, use 2 whole pieces of newspaper. This uses just 1 piece of newspaper. Now the thing is, so this uses only 1 piece of newspaper. Now our newspaper is too narrow, so we have to fold it, we have to basically make it wider. And that's what this template does, is it adds about 1 inch of width to the pot, which is just the right size to get it to be 3 1/4 inches. So I use this template to make a crease in the paper. And that's the new width. Now your newspaper might be wide enough. This is 12 inches wide by about 22 inches long. And if it is, all you have to do is fold your paper in half. But we can't do that here in Minnesota. So the rest of this is just like the 4 inch pot. So once you get it to the right width, you fold it in half, and then you fold it in half again, lengthwise. And then you make 2 triangles. And then you start to form the sides. So you fold these up twice, you fold it in on itself. It feels like it's not gonna hold together, but it's like magic, it always does. So those are all folded together, all just loose folds, and I'm just gonna turn it over. And now I'm gonna follow this middle crease again and fold 2 more sides in. And again, if I let go, this thing would fall apart, but this is where it starts to take shape. Now I'm folding the other 2 sides. And you can see that's gonna be the middle. That's where the soil's gonna go here. And now I'm gonna fold them down on themselves. And I like to get this outside piece to get tucked in. There's 2 layers of paper that's gotten folded back in here, and I like this one to be right up against the inside of the pot. I'll show you again in a minute what I mean. I'll fold 1 more here. And then I'm trying to get these sides to have a little bit of memory. So I'm pushing down on those. And then this is kind of a triangle, and this is your base, and it can be kind of hard. You need to fold it in half diagonally. So in order to do that, I take this sort of 3 o'clock piece and I bend it up to the 12 o'clock piece. And then I crease it on the table. And then I bend this and I crease this too. What that's gonna do is when you open it up, it'll give you a little thing that you can bend over, and then I pinch the bottom. That's it. So we're gonna do one more together. And I will show you what I mean about making sure that you tuck those sides in. And I find these pots are really, people have asked me if they get wet and fall apart, and no, they don't. I think it's a combination of folding them well and then having the soil and the roots work together to give it some strength. We never overwater them. We water them just a little bit every day, and that probably has something to do with it. We do bottom water our soil blocks, but once we transplant it to pots, we do all overhead watering with a watering can. So I'm folding it in half and in half again. I'm making the triangles, going a little faster this time. Now I'm folding the side. This is very relaxing. I don't know what it is about it, but I swear using your hands is just primal therapy. And then folding these sides in again. And this is where I'm going to show you what I mean about how there are multiple layers of paper right here. And I want this fold to end up, so I'm going to fold this, and then I fold this down. Now I want this to go all the way under. I want it to go against this side right here. Because there are other places you could fold it. I feel like this gives it more strength. So I tuck it all the way in against what is basically, this is the bottom, or it's the side. So that's that. So now I've got all the sides done, and now I need to give it a little bit of shape so that it will turn into a square. So I'm gonna crease those. Those are my 4 sides, okay? So that's great, but now we gotta get the bottom to wanna go down. So that's where you make this extra triangle fold here. And then you give a little bit of memory to this side. And then I take that triangle, bend it down, that's it. So I hope you find a use for these. I'm gonna be using these all the time for potting up peppers, eggplants, probably start some herbs in them. I might even start onions in them next year. I'm definitely gonna be starting my cucumbers and my summer squash in these, cucamelons, things that don't need too much time, but just a little bit of time ahead, more than a 2-inch soil block, not as much as a 4-inch pot, right in between. So now I feel like we've got all of our needs met with a real sustainable option, not using plastic, using newspaper, completely compostable. It feels good. So I hope you have fun with these, and I hope you find a use for them in your garden. Thanks so much for watching.